Hello everyone, this is Big Benedict. We're on the 4th chapter, Tiger Dust. All these chapters, by the way, have 2 words. They're 2 words in length. So I thought that was an interesting piece of trivia for this game. And there's also 12 chapters, but I'll have 13 videos in my playlist because one of the videos is going to be the prologue. This section's pretty tough. I struggled on this earlier. Not this section here, but the area that follows the checkpoint. This is pretty self-evident right here. I might even toss up a flying drone.
Drones up.
Because we're on the rooftops, and you're instructed to, by default, the guy, whoever's talking, I don't know, the guy that gives out the weapons or whatever, he suggested that we take a sniper rifle here. And if you don't have a sniper rifle here, I don't know how you would do this. I think they make you have one, in fact. But I'm not really messing around with weapons. Pretty much whatever they recommend, I just take into the level. And I'm not going to be modifying weapons unless there's some kind of really difficult part in the game where you kind of have to do that, but I don't think there is. Okay, so what to say else? I'm trying to put these videos up as quickly as I can, but they take a long time to render and upload. Just to let you guys know. All my videos do, but here's the coming part up here. It's really tough because you can't. See, it says no. You cannot set off any kind of alerts whatsoever. Now, this first guy here. You can just take this guy out with the sniper rifle, and it'll say clear every single time. Now, let's look what these guys say. It says we need to get rid of these guards first, and I really don't know who the guards are, unless they're these guys up in the towers. So I sent up the drone there, and I always have a hard time finding the enemies. But once you establish their locations with the drone, we could take them out. So what I'm going to do is tag 3 guys here, I believe. That guy right there, this guy in the tower. Oh, no. I said to myself, the game must be meaning those 2 guys are the actual ghosts. Or it's not the ghosts. What am I saying? The guards. So I kept failing over here because they would always find a dead body. Somebody would find a dead body somewhere, and I would fail every single time. And this took me about 30 tries to do. Well, maybe not that many, but maybe half that at least. So what I'm going to do next is go over to this area. And by the way, if you're having problems doing this, just do exactly what I'm doing here. Tag these guys in the same manner. So I'm setting up the drone again. I'm trying to look where these guys are located, because unless the guys in the higher towers are seeing dead bodies in a lower tower, that's the only thing that can make sense. But anyway, I'm gonna head up the ladder now to get a height advantage so I can be able to see everybody and also shoot everybody. So I'm gonna shoot that guy, and he's gone. And I figured that no one over there could see that guy anywhere. And now we have, see the 3 guys? We have those 3 guys across the way. And we also have a guy over to the left still lurking around. See that guy? So we have that guy. And you pretty much, you have to do these kills and synchronized shots. So I figured no one would see that guy over there. And now I have 4 guys. So these 3 over there, and then the guy on the balcony beneath me. So I'm going to tag all these guys. And then this guy, unfortunately, he walked into the building, so I had to wait for a few minutes till he did his circuit around the columns down there. But I really did enjoy this chapter. I'm still heavily enjoying the game. But that area is clear, so see what I did? I tagged the other 3 guys, had them shoot those 3 guys, and then shot the 4th guy myself. So next section, we're going to be doing more drone dispatching up here, and we're going to actually, for the first time in the game, have the drone be a crawling drone on the ground instead of a flying drone, but it's going to start out flying. So what's happening here is that we need to go directly below, and we're going to smash through the windows. But first we have to verify who's underneath us. So send down the drone over to here. And proximity will be your demise with this particular aspect of the game. But it looks like, I mean, it sounds like it might be challenging, but it's not whatsoever. The hardest thing is controlling the darn thing. So just get it lined up, and just don't go too near anybody. In fact, all you got to do is go into the center of this rug here, press the square button, and then land. But don't take out the guy. See the cap? You need to capture that guy alive. So that's exactly what we're gonna do.
Oh, hey, kid, careful,
And
man.
can't remember exactly what the next part is. It might be the really long fight. Yeah, this turned out to be a 7-minute long fight, and I was getting killed instantly by things that I had no idea what was shooting at me or where were the. Bleh, sorry, can't speak tonight. It's 1 o'clock. My blood's boiling because it's so hot. I might need to take a tranquilizer. But so you see how I deployed a sensor, and now I got all the guys outlined in red, and I'm just trying to play the situation safe. There's always a part of me that just wants to rush through it because I don't want to seem like I'm dilly-dallying, you know, and have people think that. But the thing is, if you don't be methodical and careful, you just die. It's like that in all of these games on the hardest difficulties. So I'm going to keep deploying these and trying to see where the enemies are coming at. We're going down this busy street here, looking for one car that has some intel that we need from it. And there's no checkpoint over here, so you have to do this entire sequence without getting killed. And it's not that bad, actually. But it doesn't look like I'm really participating, and that's because I can never find the enemies. Shot that bitch right there for fun. And I was watching the IGN review for this game, and they gave it an 8.5 or an 8.6. And that's a good. I thought that was a good score when I watched it, and it had a really positive review. I don't know why I mentioned that review. I was just watching it earlier, and it's a good review. So, what was I going with that? Yeah, so you see, like this, I'm just kind of stupidly running around, facing the wrong direction because I don't know where the enemies are coming from, and then I'm looking at my teammates to see which way they're firing, and I was actually firing at my teammate right there. Good job, Big. But what else was I? Oh yeah, these videos normally take like 20 to 30 minutes long a piece, and I think this game runs at 60 frames a second. It probably does, but I haven't been able to. I have been able to, but rendering at 60 frames a second makes the file twice as long, and you really can't tell once the file gets compressed onto YouTube. There'd be no way to tell from 30 to 60 from a video someone rendered, because these are copies of a copy of a copy that ends up on YouTube anyway. But I try to make the quality as high as I can with making the file size as manageable as I possibly can. But a video that's like 20 or 30 minutes is going to take like 8 or 9 hours to upload. And just, so just bear that in mind. So I don't know. This fight, it's just like I can't see any enemies. So I finally saw somebody up there. But this is a really good game, and I think the problem that I have is I like a little more emotional investment in the storytelling. Take a game like Max Payne, even though it's not like this. Like, you felt for that guy so much, and the music was so moving and touching, and the cutscenes were so good, things like that. But this game it's just very I don't know. You really don't get much. There's the cutscenes they're just kind of brief, and I don't even really know who the character I'm playing who it is, and I don't know. I just can't really get a connection to the character, and that's not a bad thing because when I'm playing a shooter, I just it's the experience that is motivating me, the fun factor in playing it and challenging myself. And like a game like this is not for like the average just run and gun kind of guy who just doesn't want to think but just wants to shoot. Because a lot of these scenarios, like the first part of this chapter, really requires you to analyze the situation because you're going to keep failing otherwise. And like even if I struggle a lot, I don't go on to any like Wikipedias or walkthroughs online because that's just cheating, and it just robs you of the satisfaction of when you finally do figure out how to do it. And I think on this chapter I got like a 95 out of 100, so I kept the scorecard up because I also got a couple of trophies that I'm not sure what they're relating to. I know one of them must have been story related, but I think another one of them was because I got a high score. But we also have these flashbangs here, and I think those are mainly to cause distractions. I don't think they wound anybody, not unless you directly hit them with it. Even then, I'm not sure. So a lot of these turrets, they're unmanned. So you see, there's nobody shooting that turret, but you may have to destroy it. I'm not sure. Because look what happens. The turret's still firing, and I'm just kind of skeptical of whether or not I'm supposed to shoot it.
Left, watch your left.
Because the reticle does turn orange when you hover it over the turret, but I thought you were supposed to go over to it and maybe disable it or something. But what happens, see, it explodes, and I don't know what the hell that is. But now we're doing this section here, which might take you a few tries. It took me like 5 tries to figure out how to do. I mean, it was evident how to do it. It's just that my sensitivity is up pretty high, and that's atypical for my style of playing. But for this game, it's very suitable to have high sensitivity, but you might want to lower the sensitivity here. So we're shooting all the cars with the bad guys in them, and this scene right here is going to play out every single time with the rocket launcher guys. Now, obviously, you don't want to shoot the woman who we're trying to apprehend. You don't want to shoot her car, or you'll fail the mission. Not the whole mission, but just this scenario here. And this happens every single time now. And this was always the problem for me, just dealing with the chopper. But once you know where the chopper is and how much of a threat it is, and just firing on it as promptly as you can. And I mean, the second it shows up, you need to be firing at it. And a lot of my shots did go wild, but I got most of them to hit. That's what really counts. So it's smoking out. It's almost going to get destroyed there. And then this is the final thing. So there is no checkpoint.
All right, we're giving it to him now.
Oh, Killer Pursuit. Huh. I don't know what that was exactly. I know there are challenges in this game that reward you with better guns, I think, but I'm not interested in doing that. So now it's going to set us down over here, and the woman is still in that car. She's not deceased. We are going to be able to pull her out and deal with her, but first we're going to do a battle. And I think this is the first time where we're dealing with destructible cover. So the cover that you go into can be shot up by the enemies. You could also shoot up the cover. But what happened over here is that normally I wouldn't get enemies coming to the left immediately over here. So I think it's kind of random how this plays out. But we have the sniper rifle from the beginning of the game. I mean, unless you switch to something else. So it really helps out when you're trying to hit these enemies from across the way. And there is a poor casualty of war right there. Yeah, but normally the enemies that are in this vicinity, sometimes they're over to the left, and it's really weird.
Light vehicle! 9 o'clock!
Okay, so now there is another truck down the way. See, there's this armored utility vehicle right there, and then there's something right. Another truck pulled up right behind me, but it only had one guy that came out. But that may have been later, actually. So you actually do have to take those things out. Those turrets. So now we got a couple of these guys here. Just gonna take them out one by one. I really thought I was dead there. Okay, there's also the screen shakes really heavily when you're ambushed by enemies and they're suppressing you with heavy guns. So here's the guy that showed up behind me, and I didn't have too much of a problem dealing with him. He went out pretty easily. So now I'm going to go back here and maybe swap out a weapon or two. I should not have selected those flashbangs. They didn't help me at all. In the briefing part of the chapter, in the very beginning of the chapter, you could select flashbangs or frag grenades, and I chose the former. And I would definitely advise selecting the latter, unless your strategy utilizes the flashbangs. I just didn't find them helpful at all in this chapter. So here, this chapter's almost over, and I was just thinking to myself, what am I supposed to do left? Because we have an unmanned turret over on that car. I'm just not used to shooting the turrets, but this is a different type of game, so we have to adapt to it. So I'm gonna threw a couple of flashbangs over there just maybe to distract the thing for a minute, and then I'm just going to take it out, and then that'll be the end of the chapter, I believe. Oh no, I was aiming at the... I don't know. I'm not sure what I was aiming at. Just aim it in the general direction of the truck and the turret, and that's it. We're going to pull the woman out of the wreckage. And I believe this was the last thing that happens on this chapter, unless I'm forgetting something.
We got her. She's out, but alive. Overlord Hunter. Target secured.
Roger, Hunter. Bring her in.
Yeah, source control. That must have been the story-related trophy. And then the scorecard is going to appear here. And then I got something else. I'm not trying to brag that I got 95. I was just showing the trophy, just in case somebody was curious as to what it is, so they could look it up. It probably relates to the score.